Hey everybody, welcome to Faux Family Farm. I'm Aaron and this is Maddie. Maddie, what are we doing today?
We're making cheese.
What kind of cheese? Cream cheese?
Cream cheese.
We're gonna make the cream cheese. How are we making the cream cheese?
Boiling milk and stirring it often.
So we're gonna stir the milk while it boils, or before it boils. A bit of milk here in a pot on the stove, sitting on some medium to high heat. And as it's warming up, we just occasionally do a little stirring on it. Little Maddie, she's doing her best to tippy-toe reach this here wonderful stove. And after it boils for a little bit, we're gonna add in a little bit of vinegar. And we'll let it sit, and after it simmers for just a little bit, what are we gonna do to it, Maddie?
We're gonna put it in the bowl.
And what are we gonna do when we put it in the bowl? We're gonna strain it out, right? And we're straining away the whey from the cheese curd. And then, what else are we gonna do? We're gonna pull up our cheesecloth. Yeah, and we're gonna grate it. We're gonna use our food processor. By the way, our food processor is pretty awesome because I traded a loaf of bread for it at a farmer's market one time. Best investment I ever made. So, once we get it boiling and we put the vinegar in it, then we're going to take it and we're going to add it to this cheesecloth and separate the whey from the curd. And then we'll take the curd, and you can either take the curd out and press it, or you can take the curd and you can put it in a food processor, blend it up, and make yourself some cream cheese. We're going to make some cream cheese, and then we're going to make some Whey Biscuits after we do that. And after we make that Whey Biscuit, then we're going to take that cream cheese that we just made fresh, slather it all over the top of it, add in some fresh honey, and call it a day. All right, so we've got it at a boil, and we're going to do a little bit of turning the heat off. And then we're going to add in some vinegar. Do we start it? So we're going to add in the vinegar, approximately a third a cup. And as we add in this vinegar, I'm going to let it sit for just a second. I'm going to grab this wooden spoon I've got here, and I'm going to stir it in. And what the vinegar is going to do is going to help break apart the whey from the milk cheese curd. And you can see it's already starting to really separate. Like I said, we're going to take that whey and we're going to use it to make biscuits here in a little bit. So we're going to let this sit, heat off, covered for approximately 10 minutes. And then once it sets for 10 minutes, we're going to come back. We're going to take the cover off of it. We're going to put it in this bowl here with the cheesecloth, and we're going to separate that curd from the whey. And then we're going to use that whey for something really cool. All right, so we've let it sit for 10 minutes. We're going to take the lid off. You gotta watch out because it's hot, so you got to be careful. And we're going to take and we're going to pour our milk that has now separated into a bowl with a cheesecloth on it. Smells like cheese.
It does.
So,
I'll get the other.
Careful.
That's real strange.
Careful, careful.
That's real strange.
It's hot.
That's so strange.
So we'll let that strain out. I'll take this and move it up just a little bit. We get that cheese up in there.
And now we rinse it.
So now we're doing what?
We are rinsing the curds with cool water. We're just getting all of the whey off of it. And then we will put it into our food processor. And then that's where you can add salt.
So if you want to add salt, you can add salt for flavor.
Yes. You can also add like mixed fruits and whatnot if you like that in your cream cheese. And that's where you can kind of get creative with it. And then you blend it until smooth.
So also, if you're like 30 but 100 years old, we also have the Parmesan container that washed out and
Recycling.
reused. So while Mom's rinsing that, you want to tell them what our goals are for 2025?
We are going to not eat any processed food, but except the ones that we're going to have healthy breakfasts.
So the goal for 25 for us here on Faux Family Farms to be more sustainable, to start to raise a lot more of our own food, and to just eat a lot healthier in general. Get away from a lot of the processed stuff and have a lot of healthier options that are homegrown. We plan on doing a lot of canning. We plan on doing some butchering. We plan on doing just a lot of fun stuff here on the farm, and hopefully you guys can follow us as we continue into this adventure here in 2025. All right, so we got our cheese out of the cheesecloth and into our food processor, the most fantastic food processor that I ever purchased, because I didn't purchase it. I traded a loaf of bread for it. Hey, we're all about the barter system, you know. So we're gonna take a pinch of salt, and I have giant hands, so it's a pretty big pinch. And we're gonna take a pinch and we're gonna run it around and salt our cheese. And we're gonna, depending on whatever food processor you might have, you're gonna put the lid on. You're gonna make sure it's latched and tight. And then, let's go ahead and just say pulse for a second. All right, so after it is blended up, you see it's nice and smooth and creamy, just like cream cheese is supposed to be.
We got a pint and a half of cream cheese made. And next we will start the biscuits.